Europe has been a difficult place to navigate since the pandemic began, an issue made worse by the fact that the region has exercised different travel rules and restrictions from country to country, so what works in one place might not be the same across the border in another. Whilst there is still a difference amongst these countries about whether the unvaccinated can visit, if a pre-departure test is needed for entry and if a vaccine pass is being used to access public spaces and cultural events, there is undeniably some unification happening as EU countries. However, what is true across the region is that the EU has declared boosters to be necessary for visitors after 9 months, 270 days, of the final shot of the first phase of vaccination. This is the list of EU booster, vaccination, testing and quarantine requirements for March 2022, plus England. These countries were the EU states with the highest amount of international arrivals in 2019, before the pandemic hit the tourist sector. As of February 22, anyone entering the country must show proof of having recovered from COVID-19, with a document showing the date of recovery, or proof of full vaccination, at least 2 jabs. Alternatively, travelers can show a negative PCR test result, valid for 72 hours, or a negative antigen test, valid for 24 hours. Once inside the country, however, in order to access bars, restaurants and cultural events, the 2-dose vaccinations are only valid for 180 days, or 210 days for under 18-year-olds. After this point, a booster would be required for entry into these venues. A booster is required after 4 months to validate France's vaccine pass, by also downloading the application to Anti-COVID, to allow entry into any cultural and public space from the Louvre to the local cinema. This includes restaurants, cafes, bars and long-distance trains, planes and buses. However, to enter the country, a booster is needed after 9 months of having had the second vaccination. For the vaccinated, there is no requirement for pre-entry testing. For the unvaccinated, only travelers from a green list country, currently the EU, Schengen and EU safe list countries, can enter for non-essential travel with a pre-departure test, whilst unvaccinated travelers from the orange list, everywhere else, must provide an essential reason for travel and WO. Germany is still close to the unvaccinated, but anyone who is vaccinated or can show they have recovered from COVID-19 or is under 12, can enter the country for non-essential reasons. As reported by The Telegraph, if someone is not vaccinated they can only enter if they are a German citizen, the spouse, partner or child under 18 of a German resident, if they serve in an important role or have an urgent reason to travel. These eligible people would need to quarantine and can test out at day 5 with a negative test result,